Hello everybody, my name is Katie and today's video is going to be movie recommendations for the wintry months. Again, like the books, I'm trying not to make them specifically Christmas themed, though there are a few Christmas themed Christmas themed movies in here. Most of them are classic films because the winter months for me are just like filled with classics. It's how I've grown up. It's just how I enjoy Christmas and the cold months. I hope you enjoy, and if you check out any of these movies, please let me know. Also, be sure to let me know what your favorite holiday movies are down below. So starting with the not classics, we're gonna go with a couple that are actually not at all Christmas themed, and one of them is The Lord of the Rings, literally the entire trilogy. Not The Hobbit, just The Lord of the Rings. I'm sure that you know what The Lord of the Rings is about, so I'm not going to go into that, but the reason that this is such a good trilogy to watch in the winter is because it is perfect movie for socially distanced, like probably online since this year, with friends watching. You can have like blankets, make it super cozy, have coffee or hot chocolate. You can eat as much as you want, eat like a hobbit. It is just a wonderful movie to be with friends, even if it is over the computer. It's a great way to like just hang out and stuff. Wonderful trilogy to watch, and it's hours and hours worth of entertainment. The next one isn't really Christmas themed, but it is wintry, and it takes place in most people's favorite winter country, Russia. Anastasia is a wonderful Christmas like holiday movie, not specifically Christmas, but holiday movie. Most of it takes place in the winter. I'm pretty sure all of it takes place in winter actually. It's about Russia. It's horribly inaccurate historically, but it's a very fun movie. The music is beautiful, and the animation is also really fun and nice, and if you don't love that white bat, I can't remember his name right now, but if you do not love him, I'm not your friend. I'm sorry. It's such a fun movie. It's a cute movie. This to me is like a quiet, watch it by yourself with maybe your pets kind of movie. Like, yeah. Now, the rest of these are classics. I have 5 classics here. 3 of which are Christmas themed, and then I have one more movie that I will be putting a picture up of because I do not own it, and those are all Christmas themed. So I'm gonna go through the 2 that aren't Christmas themed first, and the first one is Top Hat by Fred Astaire and Ginger Rogers. Or not by, but like with Fred Astaire and Ginger Rogers. Like, it's literally just like, one is Fred Astaire is a playboy, he dances a lot. Ginger Rogers is not a playgirl or anything like that. It's a romance. Of course it is. It's a classic film. Is very much one of those things that it doesn't really have like a plot. There's no build up, there's no adventure, there's no nothing. It's just cute, kind of annoying if you're not used, like, I would say if you're not used to classic films, the way that the romances work, it would probably get on your nerves, but I do think that they're cute, and if you get used to them, they're very sweet. It's kind of like a K-drama in my idea of, not like in the sense of the way that things work, but when you first watch them, the relationships are really annoying because of cultural differences in the way that people act. That's kind of how I see classic films. The way that the men and the women interact with each other is obviously old-fashioned. This movie specifically came out in the 30s, yeah, 1935. So it's gonna be kind of like chauvinistic and not super feminist, honestly, but that doesn't take away from how well it was made and the amazing music and dancing numbers. Both Fred Astaire and Ginger Rogers are beautiful dancers. They both tap dance in every film that they make. Okay, so the next film that I'm going to show you is actually a comedy, and it is one of my favorite movie trilogies of all time. And it is the Red Skelton Whistling Trilogy. This is the collection, and it's literally about Red Skelton, who is this guy. I don't know how well you can see him. He was a comedian, and in these, it's a murder mystery. He plays this radio star character called the Fox, and he does a radio drama of being a detective and all of these other things, and it turns out he's actually the one that writes it. So in the first film, a thieving crew, or like some criminals, end up kidnapping his fiance and trying to force him to come up with this like scheme that no one would ever be able to figure out what was going on. That's basically what the first one is, and it's him trying to get out of doing it and getting saved and stuff like that. And then in the other two, it's him just trying to continue his life and getting stuck, having to help like police, or having to help some random people that are like, hey, my friend got murdered. I want you to come to Georgia. And he's like, no. And then he ends up there anyway. It's extremely funny, it's extremely quirky, it's extremely cute. The romance is actually, because it's not specifically a romance, it's not the important part, and the whole like chauvinistic attitude is not nearly as present as it would be in one of these kinds of films. So if that sort of stuff bothers you, I would avoid specifically just romance and go for romantic comedies or mysteries. And that's that. This one is all three, and I love these movies. They're so good. These are ones that I would say watch with somebody, and not even like, it's not even a cozy movie. It's literally just watch it with somebody and have fun, like with your Christmassy stuff, and watch it. It's fantastic. I love it so much. So the next movie I have is in this 2-pack. It's not It's a Wonderful Life, do not worry, but it is actually White Christmas. This movie came out in the early 50s, and it's about World War II just ended, and it's these two women and these two men that actually perform for the troops, and they fall in love, and they become a they become a act together. And this one is also a comedy. It's a comedy romance, and again, because it's supposed to be funny, it's not nearly as bad with the chauvinistic attitude as the other more specifically romance-themed ones. I personally think that this one is really, really sweet. Let me see, where is it? Is this one? Yeah, this is the cover. It's really, really sweet. It does take place over Christmas. This one is a specifically Christmas film. And they're just entertaining soldiers during Christmas, and they get presents, they give them presents, they give them like charities, they give them all this other stuff, because I mean, they're at war during Christmas. Of course they're going to be kind of sad and want some entertainment, and it's just really sweet, and the music is also amazing. So the next one we have here is A Shop Around the Corner, which takes place in I think Turkey, and it's You've Got Mail, but the original version of You've Got Mail. So if you like You've Got Mail, you will like The Shop Around the Corner. It's a little bit more dramatic because this one is like 1937 or 38, something like that. Something like that. And so they're much more dramatic because they just came out of silent film era, and they're still very theatrical, so they're still kind of dramatic, but it's literally the same movie, same plot line, but instead of it being a mail service, it's them giving each other presents, and it takes place in Christmas, and it's really, really cute. I've never actually seen You've Got Mail, but I do know that it is the same story. There's like 3 different versions of this exact same story. So just saying, if you like that, you will definitely like this one. The next one I'm going to say is actually going to be one that I don't have, and then I'll do this last one last because it's my favorite. So the next one that I have is called The Bishop's Wife, and it is about an angel who comes down during Christmas to help things move along, and a bishop is taking more priority in trying to find money for a cathedral than his wife, his kids, or Christmas in general. And he's not really happy with this bishop because he's kind of doing the exact opposite of what in this movie God wants him to do. So if you are very like anti-religious Christmas movies, avoid this one. But it is very, very sweet. It's about this bishop learning that like really you're just trying to get this cathedral to look good. You're not doing it because you think that you should. You have a perfectly good one, and your wife and your kids need you more than a cathedral does. So please pay attention to them. And it's got a little bit of an odd twist to it in the sense that the angel kind of tries to show the husband like, it'll be really easy for you to lose your family by basically flirting with his wife. And he's played by Cary Grant, who was an absolutely heartthrob actor at the time. So really, it's not surprising that he would easily be able to steal this woman. And not that she actually even has any interest in him, because she doesn't. She sees him as a friend. But to the bishop, it looks like they're getting very, very close. And so that was kind of the idea, is like, you can lose them very quickly. It's Christmas. You're gonna lose them if you don't do something. And it's a very sweet film. I've said that about almost all of these, but it's a very sweet film. It is definitely a good Christmas film if you're enjoy those kinds of things. So, and then the last movie that I have is one that is it's a Christmas Carol, but it's called Scrooge, and this one came out in the 70s, I think. It doesn't say. But this one specifically is the one that I grew up watching. We watched it every year on Christmas Eve, and I still watch it every year on Christmas Eve, usually by myself now. I really like watching it and continuing that tradition, so I do. But it's just a Christmas Carol, but this specific one. The music is really nice. The acting is phenomenal. If you watch it on the TV, there's a big section of it where it's cut out because it was deemed inappropriate for television, but it's him literally going to hell like he does in the book, and seeing what would happen if he continued his ways. So it's a Christmas Carol. Of course, this is a Christmas movie, and of course it's something that I think that most people watch in one version or another on Christmas. So there you go. Those were my 10 movie recommendations. Again, please go and look them up yourself. Read the synopsis yourself. Decide if you think that you would enjoy it. And again, for the classic ones, just remember the time period they were written in, because I think that that's a big reason why a lot of people don't like them, is that they were made in the 30s and 40s and the culture was different. But if you go in with the mindset that it would be the same as watching like a K-drama, the culture is completely different. It's a lot easier to get used to, and once you get used to it, you'll still notice it, but it won't bother you as much, and it'll be more entertaining, I promise. I love classic film. They're my favorite movies, and Christmas is a wonderful time to start because all of them just have such a specific energy to them. So anyway, that's all the time I have for today. I hope you enjoyed it, and have a good day, evening, or morning, depending on when you watch this. Please like, comment, and subscribe to watch more of my videos, and I will see you in my next one. Bye!